In Amazing Spider-Man number 66, Spider-Man faces one of his most existential and personal battles yet, taking the idea of responsibility and flipping it on its head. Written by Justina Ireland, with art by Andrea Braccardo, colors by Marcio Menes and Eric Arciniega, and lettering by Joe Caramagna, this issue dives into Peter Parker's psyche after a crushing revelation shakes him to his core. The stakes aren't about physical survival this time, but about Spider-Man's resolve to keep living a meaningful life. A unique turn for the web-slinger's typically action-heavy narratives. Spider-Man's breaking point. The story picks up with Spider-Man retreating from his grand confrontation with the Scions of Cyttorak, an ancient and powerful duo accustomed to battling cosmic champions. When faced with a challenge that forced him to relive millions of deaths, Spider-Man confronts the grim truth that life's efforts ultimately lead to the same end: oblivion. This revelation devastates him, driving him to question not just his superhero identity, but his existence itself. The Scions, baffled by Spider-Man's refusal to continue the contest, react in unexpected ways. Calyx, a fiery competitor, challenges the fairness of Spider-Man's withdrawal, while his sister Syra becomes curious about the hero's unusual humanity. Their philosophical debate, paired with Dr. Strange's attempts to interpret Spider-Man's peculiar reaction, adds rich layers to the story. Abandoning responsibility, a dangerous path. For Peter Parker, the concept of responsibility has always defined his dual life. His mantra, "With great power comes great responsibility," has been at the heart of every choice he's made, often at great personal cost. In this issue, that core belief is shattered, and Peter turns his back on everyone who depends on him: Aunt May, his friends, and even his current girlfriend, Shay. Ireland masterfully portrays Peter's emotional unraveling, making his despondence palpable. His decision to reconnect with Black Cat is particularly compelling. She serves as his mirror opposite, embracing life with fearless abandon. Through their interaction, we see how deeply Spider-Man's grief has affected him. While Felicia reassures him, her ability to shake off his vision of her potential death contrasts starkly with Peter's paralyzing fear. A slow burn toward redemption. The issue doesn't try to resolve Spider-Man's crisis in a neat bow, which works in its favor. Instead, it sets the stage for further exploration of what happens when a hero loses his sense of purpose. It's refreshing to see a superhero comic address such an introspective and universal dilemma with nuance. While Spider-Man steps back, Juggernaut answers the Scions' challenge on behalf of the X-Men. This creates new tensions, as Spider-Man possesses magical reeds that can bring him back to life, but the X-Men do not. The balance of power shifts precariously as Peter's temporary withdrawal leaves his allies vulnerable. Visuals that reflect inner turmoil. Andrea Braccardo takes the helm as the issue's artist, and though the tone leans heavily on introspection, the visuals remain captivating. From the Scions' otherworldly design to the emotive renderings of Peter's despair, Braccardo strikes a balance between cosmic grandeur and the personal. The colors by Menes and Arciniega accentuate the emotional beats, shifting between muted tones for Peter's inner turmoil and vibrant palettes for the supernatural elements. Conclusion. Amazing Spider-Man number 66 takes a bold step away from traditional superhero tropes, presenting an existential crisis instead of a climactic brawl. Peter Parker's journey to find meaning in the face of overwhelming despair resonates deeply, proving that the series can evolve its storytelling without losing its essence. With Spider-Man temporarily abdicating his responsibilities, the stakes for both him and his allies have never been higher. As the series continues, the question remains: can Peter Parker rebuild his faith in himself and his purpose, or has Spider-Man truly met his match in the form of ennui?